Hello and welcome. It's a pleasure to have you join us on this week's edition of the program Almond Finance and Wealth Report, your source for latest happenings in the financial services sector. I am Jennifer Obidiewube. On this edition, we join Faith and her guest on the town hall for the continuation of their session on 48 hours claims payments, fact or fiction. As usual, it's a no-holds-barred session. Do have a listen.
An agent or a broker was coming to my office to collect premium. He collected for virtually 2.5 years.
That's common.
And I never knew that it's been,
it wasn't remit.
The name is being struck off the register of the mother insurance company.
On this edition also, we'll bring you highlights of the Business Day Conference's 2017 Nigeria Economic Outlook that was held recently at the Grand Ballroom of Eco Hotel and Suites, Victoria Island. The theme was the emergence of green shoots.
It is embarrassing that as an OPEC, one of the leading OPEC countries, we import most of our refined petroleum products. And this is something we must and we have to tackle.
And not forgetting our Industry Icons segment. All these and more are what we have lined up for you this week, so sit tight, relax and enjoy. Details coming up shortly. Please stay.
Recently, I'm going to bring this example. Recently, somebody said that, I called a marketer and I said I want to insure a car, a Camry 2014. And the marketer said, what's the brand? And he said, Toyota Camry, blah, blah, blah. What's the market value? What do you want to insure it for? And he said, XYZ amount. And he said, okay, this is the account details, send the money. Do you understand? So for that guy, let's say 2-3 months down the line, if he calls the marketer and say, the car I insured with you is stolen and I need to claim on the car.
Okay.
The marketer was not saying, it doesn't work that way.
That way, yeah.
We will need documentation. You will need to prove to us that
materials,
the car was actually there in existence in the first place. So that is where I'm coming to Barrister Chris. Yeah. If you do not do your sound underwriting,
something,
and I suffer a loss, it's not. Don't come and tell me that I need to be faithful.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can just come in there.
Actually, like the truth of the matter is, the marketers, that's a wrong approach. But asking a prospective insurer to pay money into the account, it doesn't stop there. Because there will be vehicle particulars that must be submitted. With the vehicle particulars, the marketer will take it on the underwriting department. Unknown to her, they will get the details of the address of the insured. They will inspect the car, but that's the first thing. You need to know that the car is in existence. Nobody will insure in this market now, insure a car with, you can say this is the premium, pay into this account. It doesn't stop there. So the marketer will get the, how will she get the policy document except by coming underwriting? How will she get the certificate except by coming underwriting? When you come to the underwriting department, they will ask you, where's the vehicle particulars? Because it's something we call Nigeria Insurance Database, NID. So all this will be uploaded into NID for any, when you're moving on the road, FRC can stop you. They want to see whether the vehicle is the existence or the particulars are correct. They will quickly check. So if you don't have the vehicle particulars, you cannot even generate policy document. You cannot even issue certificate. You can even do cover note. But you will not give certificate of insurance except you want to make reference to chassis number. So those documents must be there. Then the survey department will take it off from there to inspect the vehicle. A vehicle of 2014 Camry is not 200,000 naira. You need to see the car. It's not at the point of claim you want to find out whether the car. If you fail to see the car at that point, nobody will blame the insured again. All you need to prove is he has given you the documents. Was the vehicle imported by him? Did he buy it from a local? How did he? So all the shipping documents, for example, maybe he brought the car from US himself. He will supply you the shipping documents. If it's in UK, Europe, America, Europe, you have route of title. Every other thing, the bill of lading, parking list, everything that you normally will bring when you're bringing in goods from overseas, he supplies it. If you did not go to inspect the car, you can't put that blame on the insured. Because we have a regulator. If you fail to do our own, that will not stop the claim from being processed. Because he too has, you have a complaints bureau in NICOM, he has to go and report, he reports to NICOM. No underwriter wants his name or her name to be taken to NICOM for failure to pay claims. These are very genuine claims. If you fail to inspect the existence of the car, it's not a point of claim that you say, oh, I don't believe the car existed.
It existed.
No, you can't do that again. You have the opportunity to do it from the beginning.
You have waived your rights.
You've waived your rights, so you must keep quiet and settle the claim. Otherwise, if you report to NICOM, you won't find it. It's not a place anybody wants to go and say, I don't want to pay a claim. It's not a regulator we have.
It's just like going to the court.
Yeah, going to the court. That's another avenue. He can redress his right. He can get the wrong redress. But with the way the regulator is, the first thing if you fail to, apart from even complaining to Nigeria Insurance Association, he will go to NICOM and complain that this is a claim he suffered, and the insurance company is doubting whether the car existed or not. Nobody wants to be invited by NICOM on such a thing. You don't want to get there because you will pay the claim and you don't want to be sanctioned. Why will you not pay the claim? You must pay the claim.
I think we should not forget this fact. It's about contract. It's about performance. You, the insured, pay your premium. The insurer, indemnify. Okay. If all of us live according to this contract, I think there won't be a problem of whether claim or no claim. That's number one. Because there are certain things like notice, waiver, and some other things, particulars of the insured, and some other things, where you go to arbitration or you go to court. So if all those things are abided with faithfully, I still mention that all this question of whether pay or claim or no claim wouldn't have arisen at all. So
okay, but Mr. Akibame, yes, you find that most time, as I said before, I've had, by virtue of what I do, I hear a lot of complaints all the time. People have this feeling that at the time where you want to claim, the insurance people always see you like you are a fraudster. You want how can you prove that this thing actually happened? I don't know, it might be the perception that they send out to people. Because you are asking people for the documentation, and you're making it look like we don't trust you, so you need to provide all these things for us.
I don't think so. I think the mindset in this program is an educative one to actually reorientate a wrong mindset.
Yes.
You understand me? And I want to thank you for a program like this. I have had this, what do you call it, these people, VIO. They stopped one man and asked for his certificate, and he gave it, and they were able to, immediately they were able to confirm whether it was genuine or it was fake, which means that even the insurance has stepped up a bit. And this is a way of even letting people who never knew know. I mean, this is your program. And you know, this is why I say that education is already increasing. We have already stepped up, both the insuring public and then the insurance company as well. Nobody wants to, his name, particularly the insurance name, to be dragged in the mud. Because we don't want to stand in front of NICOM and say that, why don't you want to pay this thing? What are you, pretending? No, you understand me? And so this is why I say that even this program is quite educative. People never knew that it was, some people in this society don't know it was possible to even check whether what they have is genuine or not. And we know people who have fake documents, yeah, and they have insurance. They can never have anywhere to claim. I'm sure you will know this one. But they may not know until there is a claim. This is why the insurance themselves needs to be assured that, okay, this is coming from them. It is possible to say, okay, like my brother now, it says Zenith Insurance, and they can bring a fake document from Zenith. And you know, want to make sure that this document is coming from Zenith Insurance. You understand me? This is one of the reasons for documentation. And there's a lot of waiver to make sure that, okay, you have been traumatized. Let us make sure to alleviate your suffering so that give you a buffer so that we package things. But definitely not on a very extensive claim, but on small claim. When I mean small, we are talking of 20 million down, but we are not talking of a $200,000, $200 million claim. No.
Even Mr. Faloko, the 20 million that you talked about in this market, it's not that easy for you to get that claim settled. But that aside, I want to ask, for apart documentation, would you say really it's on the part of the insured that delay arises when there's a claim?
If from the job that I do, I would say most of the time, yes, from the part of the insured. Like the first example that I cited, like that man whose car was stolen on a Good Friday, and that place was somewhere, a local place in Kwara State, and he needed to bring the police report. Yeah, we know that this is the authentic report. He could not bring the police report on that Friday. He could not bring it on Saturday. He could not even bring it on Sunday or Monday. You understand me? And you know the next working day was Tuesday. You understand me? Though police officers is an essential, whatever, but he could not bring it. You understand me? So from that scenario, you can see that even the delay is not even coming at the door of the insurance company. It's at the insured. But definitely, you are the owner of your item. You have all documentation as to ownership. You understand me? And so when we ask you, bring this, like the receipt of purchase, bring it like maybe the shipping document that you brought it in, you should be able to provide it. And if you are unable to provide it, then until you are able to conclusively. But let me also add, it is not only in this economy. It has happened in the year 1936 during Depression. You know, in all depressed economy, this is everybody particularly will be looking for where they can get an easier money. That is a fact. Yeah. I mean, when you study economy and you look at whatever, this is the depressed economy we are in now. Yeah. So it was like say 5-10 years ago. So, but even in the after the war in Europe, it was a really depressed economy. So the behavior pattern of people has really not changed.
Yeah, so, to help our narrative here, let us look at one fact. What about the activities of your brokers and agents? Do they really go down to the level of those willing to buy insurance while they are doing it? Because some of them, they enter into it, they don't know what they've entered into. So at the end of the day, to make claim will be difficult. Not even difficult. They have put in something there that you people, I mean, the insurance.
They are these people.
Yes, my learned friend. That will be find it difficult to understand and may delay such processing of claims.
All right, welcome back. Moving on, Nigeria, the biggest economy in Africa, entered its full year of recession in 2016. What is the growth outlook for 2017? What are the key pillars of the 2017 federal budget? Can infrastructure spending be used as a strategic tool of economic recovery? All of these form the discussion at the 2017 Nigeria Economic Outlook, organized by Business Day Conferences in partnership with Budget. Speakers were Senator Udoma, Honorable Minister of Budget and Planning, Dr. Okechukwu Eyinna Enelama, Honorable Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment, and Mr. Babatunde Raji Fashola, Honorable Minister of Power, Works and Housing.
In recent times, there have been speculations by analysts of the emergence of green shoots for the nation's economy. The International Monetary Fund (IMF) further buttressed this point, affirming that in 2017, Nigeria will experience economic recovery from the recession. Business Day Conferences in partnership with Budget recently put together the 2017 Economic Outlook Conference at the Grand Ballroom of Eco Hotel and Suites, Victoria Island here in Lagos. The theme was the emergence of green shoots. As expected, the business community turned out in their numbers. Welcoming participants to the conference, the publisher and chief executive officer of Business Day newspapers, Mr. Frank Aibogu, said that it is about time that Nigeria moved from a country of potential to the one that is truly developed.
Nigeria is immensely endowed, and we simply have to do the work that is required to move Nigeria from a nation of potentials to one that is truly developed. I hope and pray that the work we do here today helps us not only to dream big and to draw up laudable plans, but also to begin to focus our minds on the tough task of policy implementation. Permit me, before I end this welcome, to offer Business Day's profound gratitude to our three speakers today, our distinguished ministers, all of whom I can proudly say are my friends. It is not often that a private initiative brings together three federal ministers under the same roof at the same time and for the same occasion.
Many believe that for Nigeria to recover from the current recession, strategic implementation of the 2017 budget is key. Sharing his thoughts on the key pillars of the 2017 federal budget, the Honorable Minister of Budget and Planning, Senator Udoma, stated that the fundamental reason why Nigeria is not growing is because we do not have a competitive economy.
The fundamental reason we are not doing well as an economy, we have short-term problems with oil and so on, but that isn't the fundamental reason. The fundamental reason is that we are simply not a competitive economy. It's as simple as that. Unless we can improve our competitiveness so that we can produce much more of what we consume, so that we can produce items of sufficient quality to have an export demand. Unless we can convert ourselves from principally a consuming nation to a producing nation, we will not have sustainable growth and sustainable change. all we will have is that oil prices will go up, we grow again, oil prices come down, and we go back into recession. And so that is not a sustainable strategy.
The IMF, in its latest World Economic Outlook released in January, asserted that the gross domestic product (GDP) will grow by 0.8% this year and 2.3% in 2018. But with an estimated $300 billion infrastructure deficit that cuts across roads, bridges, housing, and power, how will the Ministry of Power, Works and Housing leverage its meager resources to catalyze more spending on infrastructure this year? Speaking on the sub-theme Infrastructure Spending as a Strategic Tool for Economic Recovery and Growth, Mr. Babatunde Raji Fashola, Honorable Minister for Power, Works and Housing, said that their plan is to achieve a 30% renewable component by 2030.
Our plan is to achieve a 30% renewable component by 2030. So we have a 30-30 energy mix. So whilst we have deployed 1.2 megawatt of solar, that's very small, some people will say, but that's enough power to power almost 200 homes. But we use it to power the Lower Usman water facility in Abuja. So it has its own power now. We have licensed 14 developers, giving them PPAs to develop a total of 1,125 megawatts of solar. We are in the stage of conceptualization of a massive, at least close to 2,000 megawatts subject to design, and that's why I said conceptualization in Jigawa. My intention is to model it after the Moroccan experience in Marrakesh that I visited, because that then allows many more people to come and play. I just got the land allocation last week, so a team has started work, and that we can do very quickly because you just come in and play once we put the infrastructure in.
Besides the power sector, another area of particular interest for business and investors is the large difference between the official and parallel exchange rates in Nigeria. In his presentation on the topic, Impact of an Improved Investment Climate in Attracting the Needed Private Capital for Sustained Growth, the Honorable Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment, Dr. Oke Enyelama, stated that the singular most important challenge we face as a nation is lack of confidence.
I believe that the singular most important challenge we face as a nation, certainly in terms of attracting investment, is confidence. Market confidence has been eroded, quite significantly. But you can't rebuild confidence without starting from home. Charity begins at home. So does confidence. You always hear the story of the person who was asked a question, a young child, and he said, "Daddy said I should tell you." In other words, he's not saying it's true. So we want a situation where the investors that are here, the people that are here, say, "You know what? I can see signs things are working. And by the way, I contributed to it." They say success has 1,000 fathers. Failure is an orphan. If this country works, they won't even give the credit to the government. The people will say, "We fix it with them." But if it fails, nobody will admit responsibility. Not the government, not the private sector, not the citizens, not those that elected the government.
It is not very often that we have a private initiative that can bring 3 federal ministers in attendance, as witnessed in the 2017 Economic Outlook Conference in Lagos. As expected, participants had questions for the ministers, who took turns to respond during the interactive session.
The question goes to all the ministers, but I'm going to direct this to Dr. Oke, who talked of communication. Dr. Oke, is there any single platform that the citizens can communicate with the government? If so, please let us know, without us all coming over here, that we can communicate online, ask questions, and get the answers.
The growth outlook for 2017 is pegged at 0.8% by the IMF amid a projected stabilization in energy and commodity prices, which may provide a small tailwind for Nigeria this year with a strategic implementation of the 2017 budget.
Alright, that's all we have time for on the program this week. Join us same time, same station next week for a fresh package. In the meantime, do feel free to hit us up on all our social media platforms. I am Jennifer Obidi. And until next time, have a wonderful day and bye-bye.
Listen up as Faith Owode brings you our Pidgin English program, Waiting Insurance They Do Safe, with different guests every week, airing live on Niger FM 102.7 at 9:45 a.m. every Wednesday.